Hello everyone and welcome back to APN Gaming and welcome back to Fishing North Atlantic. And today we are back again on the No Yankee, technically is the name of the boat. It's our lobster boat. If you don't remember from last episode, make sure you go back and check it out. It was episode 3-ish because we kind of did 2 episodes on hard and then switched to easy because of certain things, issues with the game, and progression wise we thought this would be a better fit to go with the series from here on out. So with that being said, we are trying to actually lobster fish now, and I'm not really seeing much here, and it's funny because I'm right over the lobster icon. If you look on the map, it said 5 days ago, so I tracked out a little bit from that, and so we're kind of working our way down. They might have changed direction. I mean, technically that yellow arrow I've heard is supposed to show where they're migrating towards, so we should be seeing something. I'm just not seeing much here on the sonar. Now at 1,000 meters I see some. At 250 I don't see any, like 0 lobster sign, and at 100 of course I don't see anything either. We're finally getting, it looks like 2 on the screen right here. So we do have autopilot now that we purchased at the end of last episode. So that's obviously going to come in handy. Can I pick one of these up? I might have to. Can I put this back? Yep, okay. So we got 12 traps now. Oh. So we're going to bait this. And we're actually going to set pot here, because we have a few on the screen right there. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Looks like 3 there now, so that was probably a decent plot. Of course, with autopilot, we are able to move a little bit better. We can kind of maneuver around the ship, I should say, a little easier. I gotta see where my marker is. We're still quite a ways off. And we're pinging a couple here. I mean, nothing really major. Oh, I'm messing up here. There we go. Set another pot. Let's bait that. Let's set another one right here after that gets done being baited. Alright. Because there's a couple here. There's not a lot. Let's check why we're here. Let's check our logbook. Let's see. Lobsters. Medium and medium. So they should be here. I mean, it's not an extremely low habitat, so looks like we're having a couple more on the screen right now. Finally got the way of this now. We'll bait that. We'll send this one over because we're in a good spot right here. So set that pot. Put another one up here. I might be right a little bit because I haven't got any new tips. I haven't actually gone for them yet. So we might actually be doing a good thing by kind of being set off here a little bit. Oh, this is baited. So as soon as we can, we'll throw this one out because this is going to be a good area for us. Set that pot. We'll bait this one. And we'll take a look back at our sonar. Oh yeah, so we're definitely pinging a lot of lobster right here. So as soon as we can, we'll send this one out too. They have to be at 100 meters apart at least, so we got to kind of, in autopilot, we got to kind of keep an eye out ahead of us too, make sure we're not going to run into any other boats. And of course, we got half of our traps out already. We got 12 traps now on this ship. So, and we're hoping to progress even more. I'm going to once again set another pod out immediately because this is looking like a pretty hefty area for lobsters. So let's hope we can bring in a good chunk of change off of this one. And of course, we can kind of see on the radar here without going into that third-person view, and we're still looking good. We're obviously just biding our time to where we can set pots out so they're not too close together. And while we're here and waiting to be able to set this one, we're going to come into this mode, and we're zoomed all the way in right now, so we're going to place a fish. We're going to change the fish type. All right, and our boat's kind of right here. We see this as a hot area, so we're going to put a lobster right there. So we know about how far out they're tracking out from our previous mark. And yeah, we're marking quite a few on the screen right now, so this is going to be a good area to once again keep just setting pots out. Set that one. More bait. So far we're clear up ahead. We can go out on the bow for a second. I mean, it's beautiful. We're going to be spending the night out here on the ship because it's almost dark now. Looks like that's our fast travel point. All right, we can set this pot, and now we'll extend that a little bit more. So let's get rid of that. We'll extend this. We're at 9, so we're almost done placing, and we'll keep our autopilot going. Just keep moving along here. Place this one. Let's check our sonar. Oh yeah, look at that. We set that one right perfect. There's a bunch of lobster right there in that left-hand corner. That's going to be an awesome spot for it. Set that pot immediately. I think we're going to make some good cash off of this run. Nighttime fishing here in episode 4. And we got one more trap after this. Let's check our sonar one more time. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. We set them right back to back right here. As soon as this tells us to, we're going to have a couple of good areas here off the end of the ship. There we go. So I'm kind of enjoying this no crew, just kind of fishing by myself, you know, doing pretty much all the jobs. It will be nice eventually to have a crew member that can sort and everything, that has good sorting skills, so we can make a lot of money off of it. And oh yeah, so we're gonna hop back in the driver's seat because that was our last pot, and we're still marking lobster like crazy down in that bottom left-hand corner. So now it's time to spend the night. So let's go ahead and we're gonna fast travel back up to where we started this. So we'll loop around here. We'll shoot back up. And we'll loop back around so we're ready to pick up these new pots. All right. Fast travel up here. And let's see. We got about probably 19 hours and we can pick up these traps. So now we can start to pick them up. All right. Let's motor up here. This is the fun part. We get to see how well we placed and how much money we made. We're finally getting into the nitty-gritty of the game, I guess you could call it. Haul pot. Let's see how we did. This first one might not be as good as the ending ones because we weren't marking quite as many on this side as we were down on the lower end. But we'll find out. It looks like a decent sized pot. It looks like there's a decent amount of lobsters in it. Whether they're keepers or not, we don't know. That one is. Remember, we have to be a little bit more picky because we had a couple undersized last episode. And you get docked. I think it was we only got docked like $2,000. We made like well beyond that. But so we do have to be careful. Like that one's undersized. So we're going to get rid of him. Any that's like close to questionable, we're going to toss. Alright, let's place that down here. Alright, and then we'll keep moving along. There. Let's pull up the second one, see how we're doing. That one, I feel like it's okay. I mean, we're only going to lose money, I guess, if it's not. I feel like it's so close that they might dock us on it, but they might not. That one's definitely under. That one's good. So if we have one, then we know which one it was. And I'll know next time to be a little bit more. That one looks good. I mean, I pretty well called last time which one they were. I could tell pretty well. Doesn't look like as many as the rest. That one's good. That one's a return. That one's a return. Only 3 lobsters in that one. Not a nice pot, that one wasn't. Alright, pot number 4. Looking a little better. Return. That one looks good. That one looks good. That one's questionable. I'm gonna return it just because it's too close. That one's returnable. Let's see how we did with this one. That one looks good. Great. We get a bunch of big ones like that, we'll be doing really well on weight. Return that one. It looks like a light pot, but sometimes if they're really big lobsters, that one's not. It can make a difference. Like this one's a really nice one. Turn that one. Turn that one. Only one keeper out of there. So in that case, it really wasn't a good spot. Alright, let's get this pot. Under. I think it's good. If we get 2 that are under, we'll know which ones they were. The one that I had mentioned before and that one. Alright, not a good pot. Surprised, I was thinking these ones would be better on the end. So as we pull number 8 here, as you look at the sonar, there still is a lot of action down there. Many lobsters are being pinged on the board, so I mean, we should be getting really good pots right here. I'm not sure how much each trap holds, if there's a limit. I'm assuming there is, but that one's good. It's borderline, but it's good. That one's really good. I'd like to see a whole pot of these. Yeah, that one's good too. And that, I think we are going to get basically a whole pot of these. And that one's a return. So that was a pretty decent size-wise. I don't know, guys. We might be getting gypped on these. Let's see. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's not. That one's good. Not too shabby. These ending ones were looking really good. That's why I dropped like so close together. And I say they're looking good, but I'm counting like in numbers, which some of these are like super good on weight. So like that one's a decent sized lobster. So is that. So even though we're not getting many, we're getting bigger ones. So let's see what the max weight. 373. I mean, we had a 707 pot last time, I think. I want to say we had towards like 5,000 some odd weight with 6 traps before, and this is looking more like we're gonna get that with 12. So Nice one. That's a heavy one right there. That one's good. Come on. The boat sway is sometimes really hard to catch the band on these. Another good one. And another good one. Alright. Not too shabby, one more left. That one was a 730 pound, so that one definitely was better. So, see where that lobster icon is on the screen? If we start kind of just below it, I think we'll have a better stretch. I think they've kind of migrated a little bit further south than that original marker. That's why I placed that lobster there. Because definitely towards the end of these, we've been getting a little bit better pot, especially that one at 730 pounds for that one trap, so... And our final pot, let's see. It looks like a good amount in there. Let's check it out. That one's a keeper. Can we break that 730 that we just got? Let's see. It's gonna be close, I think. Do we count that one? It's so close that I'm gonna count it. I'll take the chance of being docked. That one's good too. And good. There we go. Grand Manan Island. Okay. Let's continue our fast travel up to the port. I don't know if it'll be better, but we have plenty of gas, so if it's not a better price, then we can always fast travel back down to the other one. Engel's Head. We now have 2 ports. We did have 2 on our old file before episode 3, but where we started, we only had the 1 again, so Yarmouth. So now we're pulling into Engel's Head. Sell off our catch here. There. Let's see how we made out. Fish on board. So we had 1 undersized, so I bet it was that original one that we had talked about, or at least one of them. 48,518. We now have over 100,000. I didn't even bother to check the price. Let's see whether we sold them for better or worse than. Okay, 915. I think fuel wise, if you're talking the distance that we would have traveled, there's probably not much difference. Oh, 1094. Okay, yeah, would have been better to sell them at Yarmouth. But hey, we already sold them here, so it's really not that big of a difference, so let's take a look here before we call it an episode. Let me see. Available. This is a phenomenal ship right here, the Double Trouble. We don't have enough for it, but I've used it before on my other playthrough. And it's kind of a good all-around universal ship. You can do long lines, nets, crabbing, and deep lines with it. So I don't know if we'll end up with one before that, but this is definitely going to be one that we're going to end up with. And of course the thing's broken, so I can't show you the ship over on the right. But so yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, I believe. We hauled in 12 traps worth of lobster. And we're going to have to work our way up to getting another ship here at some point. Maybe before we call it completely. Let's fast travel down here. Alright, so we're here, Yarmouth again. Let's see, available ships. Lenore is definitely very soon that we could get that one. And I believe that one has, of course it's not loading up the details. Let's see. You gonna show me? There we go. This one has long line, nets, crabbing, and deep line, which crabbing it means lobster, so we could over double our lobster traps. It does have net and long line as well. So probably will end up sticking with this boat for a little while longer, and then getting the Lenore, and then eventually getting Double Trouble, because they're going to help us out for a longer period of time. There's also another one called the Ocean Runner at a different port. That one is a lot of the same type of stuff. I'm trying to aim for the more universal ships right now, because money making is going to be between lobster, long line, deep lines, and netting. Which crabbing is another option, but that's later on. It's April right now, so we have until November, I think, before crabbing comes back into effect. So it's going to be a while before we get to that point. So, all right, we're going to call it right there. You guys see the plan, see what we're going to be doing. If you guys are enjoying this series, please leave a like, comment, tell me what you're thinking of it, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all the newest content on the channel. WWE 2K22 is getting closer, and I am so excited to play the game. And we will see you guys we will see you guys next time right here on APN Gaming.